From inside the gym at Leominster High School, we welcome you to MIAA Round of 16 basketball here on RFM. We'll be joined shortly with radio on WPKZ for this Round of 16 MIAA action. We'll be just back with you in one moment. From inside the wooden gym at Leominster High School, we welcome you to the MIAA Statewide Playoffs Round of 16 here for Division II Boys Basketball. Number 4, Leominster, will be taking on number 13 here in Division II action. Leominster, the higher home seed, and the gym at Leominster High School beginning to fill up in a sea of blue and white. I am Kate Robbins alongside Bill Thomas tonight for your Round of 16 action here on WPKZ and RFM. With regard to our MIAA tournament, we want to make sure that we thank the MIAA. The MIAA is a well-rounded education. It's one that is not only academically oriented, but one that also includes physical, social, and emotional development. Interscholastic athletics provides the other half of education. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic teams throughout the year. We'd also like to make sure that we mention, per the MIAA, that the rights fees to this cablecast and stream have been waived by the MIAA on behalf of the students of Leominster High School. The MIAA represents nearly 400 senior high schools across the Commonwealth and more than 200,000 young men and women who participate annually in MIAA-governed athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without written consent of the MIAA is prohibited. We'd like to welcome our listeners on the K-Zone for this countdown to tip-off here for playoff action. Playoff action on the K-Zone's Game of the Week brought to you by Acme Carpet One. There are lots of pros and cons in the flooring business, and these are the pros. Online at acmecarpet1.com. And Bill Thomas, now that we have a little bit of the documentation taken care of.
The legal mumbo jumbo.
Let's talk playoffs. Round of 16 action here for the MIAA statewide playoffs. Number 4, Leominster, taking on number 13, Scituate, here in the Eastern Mass Invitational. And we have on tap 2 teams, very interestingly matched, no common opponents. But what did you see when you took a look at their record?
Well, one thing I got to tell you, Kate, is Scituate comes in as a high-scoring, high-powered team. I was looking at some of their scores during the regular season. They come in at 13-5, and they're coming off a huge, the only way to put it, a shellacking of Revere in the first round.
Certainly.
80-41, and no disrespect to Revere, but, you know, Scituate really put one on them after having a first-round bye, much like the Blue Devils did. But they're averaging 69 points for and limiting their opponents to 56. That's a plus 13. That's a pretty good margin, especially when you're a high-scoring team like Scituate appears to be coming in. So that's what I'm seeing. In their 5 losses, Scituate, interestingly enough, when we kicked this around pregame, interesting kind of a statistical anomaly, they had 5 losses. Each one of those teams they played 5 times, they split the season with those 5 teams that they lost to. They also won. You know, that's kind of unusual, I think, to split every loss of season series, you know, with your opponents go 1-1. And so, yeah, they've had a very good season. I've been watching them warm up. They got some height. I think the Blue Devils going to be challenged tonight, especially inside.
Certainly an interesting situation when you split with any opponent that you lose. Certainly that means that there's some growth on one side or the other, depending on how that split happens. For our viewers on RFM, let's take a look here at how we've gotten into this situation relative to the playoff bracket. You can see Leominster, their last game against Newburyport was a 69-53 win over Newburyport. Scituate, well, and one of the things that Bill Thomas and I are going to be talking about throughout the night, traditionally, if you take a look at their running record, traditionally a very high-scoring, high-powered offense. But we know coming into this game, they're going to be going up against a team that specializes in defense in Kevin Grutchfield's Leominster Blue Devils.
Well, you know, on the other side of the ball, you know, I did a little bit of statistical investigation on how the Blue Devils have matched up like that. They're not as high-powered scoring, but they definitely play a lot tougher branded defense, and they come on with a plus 11. They've been averaging 55 points you know, in their 17 wins and allowing 44 on average points against. Plus 11. I don't think 55 points is going to get it done tonight, Kate. You know, we've been talking about the 60 mark as
that's my magic number.
I think you got to raise that bar a little bit tonight. I'm looking at least 65. Maybe even the win is going to have to get into the 70s tonight. But if Blue Devils come out and play that clamp down defense like we know they can, and you know, they've been playing a tough man-to-man lately, so we'll have to see. Turnovers are going to play a big part of this game. You know, limited fast breaks, limited possessions, obviously, but you know, the game might be won or lost based on turnovers and how the other team could take advantage of that.
Defensively, Coach Kevin Grutchfield for the Leominster Blue Devils, not only has he been talking about the hallmark being defense for this team, but he's also talked about the fact that the conditioning of this Leominster Blue Devil team, especially in the second half, leads to their opponents getting tired legs. One of the things that we've been noting, especially in the first half of games, you see a frenetic pace on both sides of the ball for Leominster and their opponents. We've seen a noticeable kind of downshift in that pace in the second half, but Leominster seems to always have the legs, in my estimation, because they only have a 10-person roster. You're not looking at 17, 18, 19 people getting short bursts. You're looking at a team that has 10 players on the roster. They play maybe 5 or 6 a game.
Maybe 7. I was going to give them credit for 7, but you're right.
They're expected to be out there for most of the game. We're down to the final minute here, so we're going to step aside on the K-Zone. Today's Winter Game of the Week countdown to tip-off brought to you by Bank Hometown. Bank Hometown's free checking account works for you. Visit bankhometown.com or stop into their convenient Leominster branch on Sac Boulevard. Member FDIC. All right, for those on the K-Zone, we'll step aside. We're going to have introductions and national anthem here inside the gym, and when we come back, we'll have tip-off next. As always, you're listening to the countdown to tip-off here on the K-Zone, WPKZ AM1280 and 105.3 FM. 3. like to welcome back our listeners on WPKZ Radio on the K-Zone. We'd like to also welcome in our partners on Leominster TV and, of course, our viewers on Rivalry Family Media for tonight's round of 16 playoff action. Once again, I'm Kate Robbins alongside Bill Thomas for tonight's action. Todd is on assignment tonight, so you've got just the pair of us this evening. So we hope that you enjoy the evening with us. Scituate starting five, already ready to get started out on the court. Leominster and their coaching staff still having a quick discussion as they ready for the opening tip-off of this action this evening here, again, from the gym at Leominster High School. An on-time arriving crowd, Bill Thomas. I'm kind of proud of everybody, I'm not going to lie to you.
I think they got the memo from the other night. Halftime was at 7 o'clock.
I think
everybody got the message. Get here on time and enjoy a great game.
I think you're absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. Leominster gets the tip with Moisen going up against Kingsley. Warren Asias now at the point, dishes it to Moisen to Viola. Viola swings it around to Terrence McCormick on the outside. Dada here looking, driving through the paint, takes the quick jumper, and Scituate comes
already
down.
Doing crowd control, Kate. Sorry about that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Scituate now with the ball at mid-court. They've got senior Keegan Sullivan running point for them. He dishes it off into the interior for Drew Belmarsh. Belmarsh up for the layup. Offensive rebound by Scituate, and John Kingsley in with the quick jumper to put Scituate up 2-0 early on. 7:04 remaining in the first.
I think that was a thorn in the side the other night was that offensive rebound. I think if Blue Devils got beat on any stat, it was offensive rebounds.
You're absolutely right there.
Right there.
Scituate stealing the ball. That's John Kingsley stealing it from Viola. Goes up for the jumper off the glass and good. That's 4-0 Scituate here in the early going. Dada now bringing it Scituate with the token full court pressure here on Leominster. Viola now running the point, dishes it off to Asias here on the exterior. Leominster looking for that interior area in the paint and content right now to pass it along that outside perimeter. Dada dishes it off to Viola. Viola from three, and he hits!
It's a good sign. Get Kevin on the board early.
Absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. Right down court, Keegan Sullivan with the ball back to Kingsley once again, but he misses. McCormick able to save the ball on the rebound for Leominster. Dishes it right back out to Dada as he passes half court. Terrence McCormick from the exterior from three. No good, but over that basket, and it'll be a turnover back to Scituate.
T-Mac coming off a big game the other night, somewhere in the neighborhood of 22, 23 points, Kate.
It was an impressive evening, that is for sure. Scituate coming right back down. Keegan Sullivan right now with the ball over midcourt. Dishes it out to Michael Porter along the outside. Sam Benning from three, and he hits as well for Scituate here. Right now, 7-3 Scituate on top of Leominster.
Looked like he shot that from the bleachers in front of us,
Certainly
Kate.
did. Viola screeches down the floor, dishes out to Asias. Asias goes up for the jumper. No call there. Rebound Scituate, and you've got Keegan Sullivan bringing it right down the floor hard there. We have got a whistle. Turnover on the play.
It's like we got a foul on the rebound in action, Kate.
Yes, we do.
That'll be number four, Bill.
That'll be Belmarsh's first, team first for Scituate here in the first half.
We'll try to play tag on some of these calls, Kate, and keep things moving. I know you're writing, talking, watching.
There's not much going on. Don't worry, Bill Thomas. Terrence McCormick has that ball on the exterior, dishes to Moisen around the rim for Viola from three. He gets hit and harmed, but no call. Offensive rebound for Dada. He puts it up, no basket, but he takes the harm. So that'll be Scituate's second team foul of the first half. Right now, again, Leominster on top of Scituate on top of Leominster 7-3. That foul will be Kingsley's first, and that will send Dada to the line.
Good tap out there. I think it was Moisen under the basket that got that ball tapped out to Dada.
Dada hits.
I told him I'm going to call him JJ tonight most of the night.
Good luck.
That's a safe way,
It's
at least in the first quarter.
And Dada hits the second as well. It brings the score 7-5. Scituate on top of Leominster. 5:06 remaining in the first quarter. Coach Poirier for the Sailors barking out orders. Alley-oop attempt, but the pass no good. Great save there by Sam Benning on the baseline. Sets up the three for John Kingsley. He misses. Moisten comes down with the rebound, and Leominster's back on their offensive end.
One and done. That's what Blue Devils got to do here. Take care of those boards on the defensive end. Don't let them have those second chances.
You're absolutely right. Viola from three, no good. Leominster gets that offensive rebound. Dada with the rebound, dishes it back out to Viola along the perimeter, and around the rim they go. Back to Terrence McCormick for the layup from the left side, and the layup is good.
You know, and if McCormick gets going early tonight, he's just going to speed off what he did the other night, Kate. Great game by him.
Scituate fast in transition. We've got a three-point shot from Michael Porter, and it is good. Back down the court right now. Scituate on top of Leominster, 10-7 as Acius for Leominster tries to settle things down on the offensive end.
Porter was looking for an and one. He ended up on the floor, but no call.
Yes, he looked for the harm there. Moisten dishes it back to McCormick. McCormick barking out a play. Moisten goes to the interior for the easy layup and misses.
Nice looking play there, though. They could run that all night.
John Kingsley with the rebound for the Sailors, and he settles things down on the offensive end and dishes that out to Keegan Sullivan. And the offense resets for the Sailors. Kingsley dishes it to the interior to Benning. Benning going up against the double team. Does not get that. And the rebound down for Justin Dada, who drives down to the lane. Rebound for Michael Porter.
Good job by Scituate getting back there. Not giving JJ a clear path to the basket.
Absolutely right. Porter now looking for help in the
nice
exterior. Acius with the steal for Leominster, and he's screaming down the other end, but that is then stripped by Keegan Sullivan.
Tried to do it all by himself, no help.
Three from the exterior from Sam Benning for the Sailors. That'll put them up 13-7, and back down in transition quickly come the Blue Devils. Acius dishing to Viola. Viola drives the lane, again harmed. Puts up the shot, but no good there. And Belmarsh with the rebound. He goes up for the layup and is harmed. That should be Acius' first and team first for the Blue Devils.
Coast to coast there. No hesitation. Weaving in and out of Blue Devils up the court. Gets himself a trip to the foul line.
That will be Acius' first, team first for the Blue Devils in the first half with 2:50 remaining, first quarter, pardon me. 2:50 remaining in the quarter. Scituate up 13-7 here in the early going, and that's going to send Drew Belmarsh to the line. Belmarsh hits his first. We've got some changes here for the Blue Devils. Moisten's going to take a seat on the bench. Ricky Encarnacion coming in for him. For the Sailors, we're going to have Brady Burns coming in, and Belmarsh hits his second. We got more substitutes coming in as well. So 15-7 right now, Scituate on top of Leominster. Acius will take the inbound and send that out to Dada, and we're back to action.
Coach Crutchfield, I think, looking for some little extra energy, bringing Encarnacion in early.
Leominster right now does have the size, but right now, Scituate doing a nice job stealing the ball. Back-to-back plays right there. Kevin Viola with the harm on Michael Gant. So that should send Gant to the line. They're going to call it a shooting foul.
Picture perfect bounce pass off that fast break right there, threading the needle.
And that'll be Viola's first. It'll be team second for the Blue Devils in the first half. And once again, Michael Gant goes to the line for the Sailors. Gant misses his first.
Michael Halstead making his first appearance.
And hits the second. 16-7 right now, Scituate on top of Leominster as Viola brings this ball down. Viola directing traffic along the perimeter to the outside, sends it off to Michael Halstead, who brings it to Acius, and he dishes over to Dada, working that perimeter, looking from around the left elbow, but misses, and rebound down for Scituate. Quick in transition are the Sailors, and from three for Tolton, he misses, rebound down for Leominster, and they're back and forth We talk about it a lot, Bill Thomas, those single attempt possessions. We're seeing a lot of that back and forth on both sides of the ball tonight.
Yeah, Blue Devils got to find a way to either put the ball in the basket, like right there.
Dada for 2 for Leominster from around the free throw line. And once again, Scituate quick in transition, getting back onto the offensive end. Blue Devils trailing behind. They dish to the Sailors to the interior. Michael Gant for 2 there for Scituate. That puts Scituate up 18-9 on top of Leominster.
Just muscling his way in there, overpowering the opposition. Oh, Viola all the way.
That 9-point lead now cut to 7 as Viola makes kind of that interesting mid-air adjustment for 2, layup off the glass, and we're back down floor. Scituate on the offensive end. Scituate dishing to Gant once again. Offensive rebound for the Sailors. And they're gonna say that Ricky had the reach, I believe, there, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, a little tap foul right there. Looks like we're gonna get a time. We're just getting wholesale changes here. Looks like a line change here in hockey for Scituate.
They called them out of bounds. So 18-11, 108 remaining.
Side out.
Scituate retains possession of the ball. Working the exterior again. Scituate going right to left here for our radio listeners in the first quarter. Keegan Sullivan dishes that one to Kingsley. Kingsley's attempt from 3, no good. Viola comes down with the rebound for the Blue Devils, and he dishes to Warren Asias. Leominster settling the action once again on the offensive end. They hand that ball off to Dada. Encarnacion trying to set the screen there, but Dada changing directions, dishes it off to Asias. From deep behind the 3-point arc, Dada with the 3-point attempt. Rebound down for Scituate, and once again Keegan Sullivan screaming back into the offensive zone. That's a 3-point attempt by Benning, no good. Blue Devils come down with the rebound. Back in transition, Dada slowing things down again, and Asias working that perimeter.
Shot clock's off, Kate. Quarter winding down.
11 seconds remaining in the quarter. Viola dishes. Encarnacion with the attempt, but the harm over here. Sam Benning with the last second 3-point attempt in a scramble. And very quickly, 1 quarter in the books, Bill Thomas, 18-11. Scituate on top of Leominster. I think we blinked and that one was over.
And I tell you, 4 fouls, so 4 whistles, and I think a couple of we might have had tops 10 whistles in that whole quarter right there. Fast pace. Anybody showing up at 7 o'clock, they're going to show up at halftime again.
You're absolutely right about that.
Blue Devils got to find a way to control the offensive boards there and try to find their way offensively on their own end, get some putbacks.
You're absolutely right about that. This K-Zone broadcast for the Game of the Week is brought to you by Dorico's Market, a full-service meat market in Delhi, Worcester's go-to old-fashioned butcher shop and specialty market since 1947, now at 1123 Central Street in Leominster. Tonight's Game of the Week also brought to you by Manny's Appliance. Manny's features a complete lineup of major brand name appliances with exclusive rebates the big box stores simply do not have. Buy the best from Manny's, 120 Hamilton Street in Leominster. And as always, because this is an MIAA sanctioned event, we would like to say more than 270,000 students from nearly 370 MIAA member schools will participate in over 100,000 high school sports competitions this year. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them, the MIAA. And now we're going to go to second quarter action here in this round of 16. Number 4, Leominster taking on number 14, Scituate. 13 Scituate. Back to live action. Keegan Sullivan dishes that ball off the perimeter to Michael Porter for 3, and he hits. 21-11. Scituate on top of Leominster, and the action continues to be frantic as the ball back to Leominster's offensive end. Viola dishing it. Moisten from 3. He hits!
Alex heating up.
7:28 remaining in the second quarter. 21-14, Scituate on top of the Leominster Blue Devils right now, and the action continues back and forth, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, and and if the Blue Devils are going to be facing that zone every time down, they're going to have to shoot over it and find some success to get it to loosen up, get it to come out to them.
Keegan,
Go ahead. Nope. Go ahead, Kate.
Keegan Sullivan's energy for the Sailors seems to lack nothing. That is for sure, as Scituate continues to bounce to the outside.
Tough man-to-man defense by the Blue Devils right there.
Two Sailors run into each other on that three-point attempt. It's no good. Rebound down for Leominster to the outside. Michael Halstead for three. No one there for the Blue Devils, however, for the rebound. And John Kingsley for Scituate comes down with it, looking for help from Sam Benning. Benning dishes back out to Sullivan, and Sullivan settles the action back down, looking for instructions from Coach Matt Poirier.
No hurry right now.
Not at the moment. Sullivan dishes that one back out to Michael Porter. Michael Porter drives the lane on the left-hand side. He kisses it in for two.
Not the easiest shot right there to drive the lane and use that left hand. Nice job right there.
That looks pretty when you're able to do that from that weak side. Half-court pressure here. Viola from three. Kind of a line drive from Viola from the three-point arc. He had gotten that dish from Justin Dada. Pace continues to be frantic out there, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, up and down, and tough defense on both ends, and each team trying to run every chance they get.
You're absolutely right about that. Back to action we go. Scituate with the ball as Kingsley brings it down court. Full court pressure. Ricky Encarnacion is essentially become Keegan Sullivan's shadow along the perimeter. We get a three-point attempt by Benning. Rebound down for Halstead and Leominster back on offense.
Nice box out right there. That's what they got to do.
Encarnacion has clearly been brought into this game to bring up the physicality, especially on Keegan Sullivan, as Leominster works the exterior. Halstead for the three-point attempt, and it's good.
There we go. Nice job, Michael. Tell you, you did a great job when Viola got in foul trouble the other night, coming in and running the point for over half the game.
Once again, Keegan Sullivan setting up a play, looking over for a long time at Coach Matt Poirier, and he drives the lane, does Sullivan.
Oh, Ricky hadn't gotten bounds yet.
No, he had
Ricky's
not.
like, what happened? He had been out of bounds. He hadn't reestablished.
Encarnacion attempts to come down with that rebound, as Bill Thomas said, but does not reestablish himself in bounds. And so Scituate will retain possession. Encarnacion and Sullivan are essentially joined at the hip at this point. And that is a Tolton three. 26-17 Scituate on top of Leominster. 5:01 remaining in the half. That'll be a steal by Scituate, but difficulty are the Sailors having getting that one. We had essentially a full-blown split happening. Sam Benning thought that he was a little bit more flexible than I think his legs said that he was.
That turned into a train wreck right there, only way to describe it.
That looked painful in
I think
a
they
word.
ended up with a timeout here. Is that where we ended up? I think we got a timeout by Scituate.
Matt Poirier, head coach
bench.
Matt Poirier, able to essentially save his player from attempting that full split and being able to get that timeout, salvage the possession, and talk things over right now.
Quarter almost half gone here, and Blue Devils struggling to put points on the board, Kate. 17 and 8, 10, a little over 11 minutes of action is not going to get it done.
On this three-person crew here for this particular matchup, no familiar faces, Bill Thomas, as you said.
We always check them out pregame, and some strangers. We wondered, they're going to be whistle happy, but they're letting the boys play tonight.
Yes, there's been a lot of physicality. The matchup that I am most interested in seeing since Ricky Encarnacion for the Blue Devils has come in, he has not let Keegan Sullivan, the senior guard for Scituate, have any breathing room whatsoever.
He's basically wearing that We Care t-shirt on him.
He is, and he is essentially the shadow of Keegan Sullivan. Sullivan has been the one that has been directing the offense for Scituate, as he is right now, but sends that one off to sophomore guard Ryan Dunn, who checks into the game and brings it down court. Hands that off to Sam Benning. Benning shifts it around to Tolton. Tolton then gives it back to Sullivan on the outside, who dishes it out to Sam Benning for three, and he hits.
Another falling down three by Benning.
Those have been coming fast and furious. Right now, the perimeter has been the Sailors' friend, as Michael Halstead of Leominster brings this one back down court. A frenetic pace continues on both offense and defense for both teams. Leominster attempting to settle things down with Dada. sending it to Halstead. Halstead attempts to drive the lane, kicks it back out to Carr, who sends it over to Dada. Looking for some space. Carr with the open shot for three, misses. Rebound down for Benning, and the Sailors going back on offense.
Tough 2-3 zone there, a 2-1-2, but very active on jumping out at every ball handler.
Second attempt now for Scituate on this offensive possession as they continue to now go back to the exterior. Keegan Sullivan
in the man-to-man here. Oh, way outside.
That's a three attempt for Tolton, and a whistle ends that play with Carr on the court. That'll be a foul against Scituate. That one will be against Michael Gant. It will be his first, team third of the first half. 29-17, Scituate on top of Leominster with 3:35 remaining in the first half. Carr inbounds to Dada, and Dada goes screaming back down in transition on offense, and he picks up the harm and will go to the line.
Gets himself a trip to the basket. Blue Devils still searching for field goals here, Kate.
They certainly are. They have not been coming all that easily. John Kingsley picks up his fifth, team fourth for Scituate in the first half. Dada is 3 of 3 now from the line.
Kingsley picks up his second, Kate.
Yes, second, pardon me.
He's number 5.
Number 5.
We don't want him out of the game yet,
So
although
many
maybe the Blue Devils wish he was out of the game for a little bit.
Dada misses the second rebound down for Scituate. Back down court they go in the hands of Ryan Dunn. Dunn to Kingsley from the outside. That one touches nothing, and McCormick settles down with the rebound and sends Leominster back on offense. Dada with the ball.
Blue Devils need a couple of baskets and a couple of stops going the other way.
They certainly do.
Down
Halstead
by 11.
calling out a play, sends it to Dada. He had a look, but not the balance. Runs the baseline, and McCormick able to save that one. Over to Halstead for 3. He does not hit. Rebound down for Scituate, and Keegan Sullivan back down on offense for the Sailors. Michael Porter for 3 from the outside for Scituate. He hits 32-18 right now. Scituate on top of Leominster. I think that you're going to see a timeout sorely needed for Leominster here sooner rather than later before this one gets out of hand.
Yeah, try to regroup here before halftime.
Dada's 3 attempt, no good. Rebound down for Scituate, and Sullivan once again coming back down in transition quickly. Nice steal there by Dylan Carr for Leominster. He drives the lane, takes the harm, does not get the basket, but he'll be going to the line shooting. That'll be the 5th foul against Scituate. Oh, pardon me.
I think that's going the other way.
They call that an
Kate.
offensive
Yeah,
foul.
I think that's going the other way.
You are correct, Bill Thomas. So
Wasn't sure there. I was waiting to see what they posted, but yeah.
They call that on Carr, his first, team 3rd.
Sends into a Blue Devil turnover.
It certainly does. So Scituate will have the ball. Getting ready to inbound. That's a lengthy pass into
They hit
the net.
Curtain.
Into the net.
Got a little curtain there.
The
They
gym
get
here
a do-over for that?
Yes, the gym here at Leominster High School was created in the 1960s.
Oh, they don't get a do-over.
No, Leominster ball,
It's a
that'll be a
turnover.
turnover. Moisen getting ready to inbound to Viola. Viola able to dish back to Moisen for the mid-range jumper, no good. And rebound down for Scituate once again. Leominster not getting a lot of rebounds on either end of the court right now. Scituate's Benning looking for help on the exterior. He attempts to send it to Dunn, but Dunn doesn't see it coming. And Scituate with a turnover out of bounds at midcourt as both Viola and Porter scramble to get possession.
Good hustle over there by Viola to create that chaos. But you know, down the other end, Kate, it's one and done for the Blue Devils. All Scituate players under that defensive basket.
Viola running the point right now for Leominster as he sends that one out to Dada. Dada calling out a play, but that gets tipped by a Sailor. Right now, they've just been pesky all night long on defense. Viola.
You know, and with this lead, they can take chances, and they're not in foul trouble.
No. That's going to be on the floor. Asias attempted to drive the lane, was out of control on that attempt, but able to pick up the foul, but that foul will be on the floor. And that will be Christian Pittens, first, team 5th for the Sailors. 32-18, Scituate on top of Leominster. 1:35 remaining in the half here. Viola and Moisen playing catch back and forth. Viola calls out a play from the triple threat position, drives the lane for the layup, and it is good.
Nice opening right there. Kevin took advantage of it, but Sailors come right down and bury a three.
Pitton buries that three, 35-20. Scituate on top of Leominster. Perimeter shooting has been their bread and butter all night long as the CS drives the lane for Leominster with the kiss on the left side. That is good, 35-22, Scituate.
Minute left in the half.
Keegan Sullivan slows the action, gets a call from Coach Poirier, drives the lane on his own, but trips over Encarnacion. And they say last touch by Encarnacion. Oh no, last touch by Keegan.
Good job by Ricky there, just stationary defense.
Moisen inbounds to Dada. We've got that token full court pressure once again from Scituate. 47 seconds remaining in the half. Leominster on offense in desperate need of points. As CS goes up, is harmed, but once again not able to get the layup to go in.
Going to get himself a couple of shots from the line.
He will. That ends up being Pitton's second, team sixth for the Sailors in the first half. As the CS goes to the line, he hits the first. 35-23, 41 seconds remaining in the half. Some changes coming in for the Sailors. CS readies himself to hit the second. And he will. 40 seconds remaining. Keegan Sullivan bringing the ball down for the Sailors. Leominster going back on defense. But in typical fashion, the Sailor team working the perimeter. Keegan Sullivan working inside, batted down by Asias, rebound Asias, and Leominster back on offense for Viola from three. Again, a line drive does not hit, offensive rebound Leominster. Encarnacion picks up the harm there as well.
Nice job jumping into that action by Ricky. Picks himself a rebound up on the floor foul on that rebound in action.
He does. Foul not, there it is. Scituate picks up their seventh foul. That'll put Leominster in the bonus the rest of the way. Encarnacion goes to the line to shoot one and one. Things settled down here for just a moment. It's been frantic. Encarnacion's first does not go. Moisen with the rebound for Leominster. 13 seconds remaining. And Viola goes up for the shot. He gets fouled as well. So that'll be Scituate's eighth foul here in the first half. And that will send Viola to the line for the 1-and-1.
I think he'll be shooting two, Kate. He might have got him on the drive.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, he got himself a pair from the line.
Fantastic. Porter picks up his first. Viola hits the first.
Big shots right here. Cut this lead under 10. Going in the locker room. Give the Blue Devils a little something to build on here. Try to get a little edge of momentum.
Well, a team that's known for their defense to give up 35 first half points, that's kind of something that we don't see all that often, and Viola hits the second as well. 11.3 seconds remaining in the half with Keegan Sullivan bringing the ball back down. 5 seconds to shoot. Keegan drives the lane on the left-hand side. Spin move, attempts the two, no good. That's your half, Bill Thomas.
And a pretty good way to close it out for the Blue Devils. Cut this lead down to under 10 and see what kind of adjustments they'll make in the locker room at halftime.
I think you're absolutely right there. 35-26 is your halftime score here for Leominster and Scituate from the gym at Leominster High School here in this round of 16 MIAA statewide playoff action. This game of the week on the K-Zone brought to you by Woodcomb Insurance. Woodcomb has the right coverage at the right price with a local team of insurance pros ready to help online at woodcomb.com. Get fresh every day in Bolton for Bolton Orchards at the junctions of routes 110 and 117. Take that short drive today. Once again, we've got our playoff action here for the MIAA. And once again, we would like to we would like to thank the MIAA and remind our viewers that the rights fee to this stream has been waived by the MIAA on behalf of the students of Leominster High School. The MIAA represents nearly 400 senior high schools across the Commonwealth and more than 200,000 young men and women who participate annually in MIAA governed athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the written consent of the MIAA is prohibited. We are going to take a step aside here for a few moments. When we come back, Bill Thomas and I will have what our thoughts are on second half adjustments for both of these teams and see what second half action we've got coming up. So we'll step aside as always. You're listening to Leominster High School basketball on the K-Zone WPKZ AM1280 and 105.3 FM. Four. Welcome back here to the MIAA statewide playoffs round of 16 on the K-Zone and here on RFM. I'm Kate Robbins alongside Bill Thomas. bringing you this playoff action from the Wooden Gym at Leominster High School. Right now, halftime score, Scituate Sailors on top of the Leominster Blue Devils, 35-26 in this one. And Bill Thomas, if I had to hazard a guess, if I'm Coach Kevin Viola, there's probably not a lot of happy news up in that locker room, and I'm probably pretty angry about that first half.
Coach Kevin Grutchfield.
Coach Kevin Grutchfield.
He might be having a discussion with Kevin Viola.
Sorry, Kevin Grutchfield.
Spot on. You know, and man, I'm sure the players have got a lot to say amongst themselves on how they can do a better job on offense. But, you know, statistics don't lie, and the Sailors are halfway to their season average of 69, and the Blue Devils are halfway to their season average of 55. So something's got to give here, Kate, and the Blue Devils got to find a way to step on the accelerator pedal and kick it up that extra notch, because this season average isn't going to cut it for them tonight. They got to find a way to 70. They got to have a shutdown quarter here, and they really got to play some clamp down defense.
And you're absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. One of the things Leominster has so heavily relied on their defense all season long, and they've been able to do so essentially at will. It's been a situation in which they've not necessarily needed to rely heavily on their offense all the time. They've come across juggernauts on the offensive end multiple times, and they've been able to depress the scoring enough so that if Leominster got to 60 points, they would be just fine in that action. But tonight, Bill Thomas already Scituate with 35 first-half points, and Leominster trailing in the offensive stat category. They've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and what I see, you know, Scituate's path to success in that first half was they played a nice lockdown zone defense, dared the Blue Devils from shoot it outside. Blue Devils struggle from beyond the arc, and I think that helps to save them energy on the other end, because they're very active on offense. They're running the weave almost nonstop. Everybody's moving, and it shows up with a number of weak side layups and open three-pointers. And, you know, I think that's where their energy is being expended, is mostly on offense. So, you know, the Blue Devils have a tendency to out-energize teams in the second half. We'll have to see what Scituate brings, playing that zone defense with not all that much energy on defense, but, you know, extra energy on offense if they can continue that pattern in the second half.
Let's take a look one more time here on RFM, and we will explain this one to our radio listeners on the K-Zone and our partners at LTV in delay as well. You have Leominster right now in that 4 spot going up against the Division III 13th seed Scituate from Eastern Massachusetts. But if you take a look at these final scores here in the playoffs, Scituate has been scoring seemingly at will, and their defense has been fairly prolific, limiting their opponents to near just 40 points. So Leominster right now hitting an opponent that has been formidable, to say the least. And in this bracket, Leominster, as we said, has their work cut out for them if they want to get back in to contention in this game.
Yeah, you know, basically I think they got to do it on the defensive end, Kate. You know, they're not going to come down and score every time, but you got to limit possessions, and you got to find a way to extend that man-to-man all the way out beyond the three-point arc. You know, Blue Devils getting out-hustled on the offensive end. There's no two ways around it. We're going to have to see if they maybe might change up the defense on what they're playing here in the second half, throw a little different look, maybe a little tougher on that kind of token inbounds full court.
Yep.
Get a little tougher on that, take some clock off in that respect, but you know, Blue Devils definitely got to change it up here in the second half.
Most interesting thing for the Blue Devils, no one in foul trouble. They were able to mitigate that. So you've got people like Ricky Encarnacion that can go out there and get really physical on defense if you need him to shut down someone like Keegan Sullivan, who has been lights out from the point.
But, and I'm not sure what your stats are going to reveal, but I think
What do you think I'm taking stats?
I'm taking a guess. Situate's been pretty good from the foul line tonight.
They have. Oh, I have that.
I know you do.
That I have.
didn't want to put you on the spot, but so the last place last thing you want to do is put Scituate on the line.
Certainly, they are 3 of 4
Yeah.
as a team from the line in the first half. Leominster, no small shakes either. This playoff action on the K-Zone is going to be brought to you by Builders Surplus tonight. A great selection of first quality building materials at prices you'll love online at builders-surplus.com. And second half action now underway here from the gym at Leominster High School right now. Scituate on top of Leominster 35 26 as we are underway. Leominster is going to be going right to left on your radio dial as Acias goes up for the layup, misses the bunny. Encarnacion with the attempted rebound. We're going to have a jump ball as Encarnacion went up against two Sailors there on the offensive board.
Scituate's ball on the opposite possession arrow.
It is, and once again in quick transition to the offensive end goes Scituate, and right now Belmarsh getting stuck, needing help. Dishes it out, gets it back, but out to Dada with the steal, and that one's coming right to me and you, Bill Thomas.
Nice
Viola
job right there, though. You saw the Blue Devils playing
up.
deep, double teaming.
Dada for three, and hits. 35-29 Leominster here, 7:17 remaining as Benning takes it back down court for the Sailors and tries to settle the action and dishes that out to Michael Porter. Viola pesky with him on the outside as he dishes it back out to Benning. Benning looking for help as Encarnacion going up against Keegan Sullivan. Sullivan up with a shot, Encarnacion with his hands up.
Sullivan was wearing Encarnacion from the inbounds.
Yep.
All the way up the court, all the way to the other sideline, off ball, and when he got the ball, he just tightened the grip a little bit.
Sullivan going to the line for Scituate. We thought Encarnacion was going to be the physicality that Leominster needed in the second half as Sullivan hits the first. He's got now 4 fouls to play with. It's his first, team first for Leominster in the second half, and I think he's going to use all 5 of his
Yeah,
tonight.
I do too. And once again, Scituate, and I'm glad I started to try to jinx him, and I did there, but hit that first foul shot, but came up empty on the second one.
Sullivan misses the second, and Dada down with the rebound for Leominster. Viola now at the point, barking out orders. He's set to play, and looking for help to the outside, sends that one off to Encarnacion. Dada directing traffic, looking for the screen from Moisten so that he can go up for 2, misses. Leominster losing the ball there, out of bounds. Scituate basketball.
Open look for JJ, just couldn't knock it down there, let the defense blow by.
Benning looking to inbound the ball. A little bit of trouble, but gets it to Belmarsh. Leominster right now with that full court pressure. Encarnacion and Keegan Sullivan continue to lay hands on each other in the defensive end of the ball. Everywhere.
It's
right?
like wearing an extra uniform.
It is. Sullivan,
But he beat
however,
him.
able to find a little bit of room, and he's able to go to the left-hand side for the bunny for 2, 38-29. Scituate.
Kate, that's a product of that constant motion on offense. So, eventually you'll rub your defender off when they're running that man-to-man. If you can't run a quick switch, and that's hard to do at this level.
Not wrong about that. Dada looking to set a play, sends Acias out for the screen. Acias now driving the lane up against 2. Held ball in the paint as Acias attempts to go up. He goes into a double team.
Blue Devils will keep possession there in the alternate position this time.
Yes, arrow favoring Leominster on that one. That will send Moisten to set things up for Leominster.
Only 4 on the shot clock.
Ooh, you're right, Bill Thomas. 4 seconds
Gotta
remaining
get it
on the
up.
shot clock to Viola.
He doesn't
Viola
know it. He
takes
doesn't
the
realize
second.
it.
He does not, you're right. Encarnacion for 3, beats the buzzer and hits!
That's not what you expect from Ricky, but we'll take it.
38-32, but right back in transition.
Fast break off a made basket, that's a backbreaker right
We've
there.
seen that all night from this Scituate team. Back in transition on offense, they've been fabulous. Steal there by Scituate off of Acias' foot. Scituate will retain possession there. Big play going into their own bench.
Say Blue Devils going to be inbounding.
They're going to give it back.
Very chaotic, and now it's close to the time. 10-second timeline. Something off the inbounds there.
A little bit of extracurricular activity off the inbound. A quick whistle there
Can't see what we got.
by the
Maybe
official.
just a warning. Might have been a sideline warning there.
All right. Viola back down. He's got 2 Sailors on his tail. Needs help from a Blue Devil in white. Finds it in Moisten, and Coach Kevin Grutchfield able to save that particular offensive possession with a quick timeout. Things getting chaotic. And by chaotic, I mean insane.
Might have taken a basket away from Alex Moisten too, because Sailor's way out of position there, but at least they retain possession.
Yes. That that timeout for Coach Kevin Grutchfield. We talked about Leominster's defense coming out and being strong here in the second. They've given up 5 points on defense here with 5:18 remaining in the third quarter. So not a terrible start, but right now they're not able to get things really going on the offensive end. Things just look like chaotic.
Well, they've given up 5, but they've only scored 6 on their end, and they got to find a way to make up 8 along the way, and trading baskets is going to get it done.
You're absolutely right about that. Leominster not only needs to play shutdown defense, they need to find a spark on offense as well. And right now, the pesky defense of this Sailors team has essentially just been in your face and just constantly swatting.
Well, if you notice, they had changed it up on the inbounds there. Sailors threw a full court at the Blue Devils. I don't really think they were ready for it. Almost got a turnover off it. Might see a little more of that going forward.
Dada looking for help. That's a long 5 for the official to give him that. Viola looking to the inside for the bunny for Dada, and he puts it off glass. Good for 2, 40-34. Scituate remains on top of Leominster, but just a 6-point game now, Bill Thomas.
Got to play some defense, though, Kate.
And that has been their bread and butter as Keegan Sullivan looks to dish it out to the outside, and that'll be out of bounds. Turnover. That ball will go to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Scituate running that weave and finding their way to the lane, especially down that left side.
And this is important, Bill Thomas, for the Blue Devils to get back in this game. Not only do they need points on offense, they need to force turnovers on defense.
Not only that, you need points off turnovers too, Kate, and take advantage of those extra possessions. See how the Blue Devils handle this one.
Once again, Dada here from the exterior. Looks it out, dishes it back out to Asias. Asias finds Viola on the left-hand side. He takes the mid-range jumper. No good there. Rebound down for Scituate, and a very quick Keegan Sullivan back down in transition from 3. Nobody around him. Quick offensive rebound for Kinsley. He hits.
Viola hits
bodies
the deck.
on the floor.
Fast break coming the other way.
Asias quickly from the right side. He hits, kisses glass. Good for 2.
Play is flying all over the place. Didn't even have time to get up. They're down the other end scoring.
4:13 remaining in the quarter. Got a quick whistle, and we've got
a hand check out on the top of the key.
I believe that's going to be on Viola. It will be Leominster's second, Viola's second as well.
Officials, I think, good time to quiet things down a little bit, grab a hold of that energy,
so
and
they don't get too chippy.
Throttle it back a little bit.
You are correct about that. Once again, Scituate with the ball. On offense, Scituate going left to right on your radio dial is Kinsley with the spin move. Dishes that one out to Porter.
I'll tell you, Blue Devils man-to-man everywhere. Oh, what a back door.
Keegan Sullivan there with 2 for the Sailors. Got some chaos. Viola gets stripped. However, that check goes in, and that should be against Ryan Dunn. That'll be Scituate's first.
Play is flying all over the place. I'll tell you, the energy in the building is kicked up a notch, Kate. That's possible.
If it is possible, Bill Thomas. This one right now, we have a capacity crowd here at the Wooden Gym at Leominster. Things getting a little bit chaotic.
I got some interns over here helping me out.
That's good stuff. We always enjoy the help. Wholesale changes right now
extra
for
security.
the Sailors.
That's what I got.
3:50 remaining in the third quarter. As Moisen looks to inbound the ball, he does so to Asias. Asias working that right-hand side, tries to dish to Encarnacion through the hands of the marquee wide receiver for the Blue Devils.
And Ricky trying to jump in position. I think somebody got the hand on the ball.
I think so. May have been tipped, but Leominster retains possession. Moisen inbounds to Viola. Viola from the foul line shoots, no good there. Rebound down for Scituate and in the hands of Keegan Sullivan.
One and done. I don't think the Blue Devils have an offensive rebound in this half, Kate.
They likely do not right now. Brady Burns with the ball for the Sailors, goes up for 2 with some traffic there as well and hits. It's a 10-point lead again for Scituate, 46-36 as Moisen takes the quick jumper for Leominster and gets the lead back down to 8, 46-38, 3:15 remaining in the third quarter for Leominster. Keegan Sullivan taking things down a notch or 2 for the Sailors, looking around that perimeter, dishing it out to Michael Gant. Gant sends that over to Kimball. Kimball looking over for Burns and back to Sullivan. Sullivan starting to direct traffic from the exterior. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Sullivan up for the attempt, no good. Rebound down for Leominster to Asias. Asias harmed, no whistle, but gets the 2. It's a 6 point.
Great job by Warren there, pulling up and recognizing he was in offensive foul territory there. Great awareness.
A lot of contact there on that attempt. Viola with the hand check coming in behind from Sullivan. So that one will go against Leominster. That's a tough foul for Leominster to pick up. It is also Viola's team third of the second half.
And I think that's what makes it tough. And we're going to see
Viola take a seat.
Mike Halstead.
That's right, Halstead checking in for Viola. Viola now with 3 fouls. They're going to need him in the waning moments of this one. So Halstead checking in. We saw quite a bit of him in the first half. So he's warm.
Coming off a pretty good game the other night also.
Porter dishes that one out to Tolton. Tolton looking for Kinsley from 3. He does not hit. Offensive rebound down for Denning. Benning still needing help on the exterior. He sends that one out to Kinsley. Kinsley for Tolton for 3. No good. Rebound down for Dada, but he comes down hard, but is able to save it down to Warren Asias. Asias dishing that one down the lane. Up for the layup. No good, but takes the harm. And he will go to the line to shoot for 2.
Good job by Dada on this defensive rebound, and somehow not getting called for travel. We've seen a lot of that this year.
Euro
Players
step.
hit the deck.
The Euro
able
step.
to get away, get the ball to a teammate.
Porter picks up his second, team third. Asias misses the first. He is 2 of 3 from the line tonight. One of the few stats, Bill Thomas, I've been able to keep. 46-40. Scituate has had this lead since the beginning of the game. Leominster has been trailing since the onset. Asias his second, no good there. Rebound down for Scituate. 1:58 remaining in the third quarter. Sullivan dishes out to Porter for 3, no good. Rebound down for Kinsley. And Kinsley sends it back out to Sullivan, who tries to settle the action once again.
Once again, Scituate interior players tapping the ball out and corralling that out by the 3-point line to get a second opportunity. Quick hands right there by Asias.
Asias tips that one, but Belmarsh able to retain control, goes up for the bunny around the world a couple times, but down for 2 points. It's an 8-point lead for Scituate with 1:27 remaining in the third.
Finding a way to get 2. Stammy this Blue Devil comeback.
Dada starting to bark out a play. Coach Poirier for Scituate does so as well on the defensive end. Halstead sends that one out to Moisen, who's been quiet from the perimeter tonight, so he's been well defended as he's been into Encarnacion, who sends it to Asias. Asias back to Halstead. 1 second on the shot clock. Ricky Encarnacion for 3, and he hits under a minute.
Just give it to Ricky as the clock winds down. That's the second one he's got.
5-point game now. Leominster trailing just by 5. 46 seconds. We've got about a 20-second differential shot clock to game clock here as Sullivan settles things on the offensive end for Scituate. He dishes it out. Rebound down for Leominster, and Encarnacion is bringing things back down court, right to left for Leominster. He sends it to Moisen. Moisen to Asias. Asias to Dada, who's double teamed and travels on the slip. Turnover, Leominster.
Nice job, though. Scituate jumping out of that zone, cutting off the lane to Dada. They must know that he likes that left side.
Yep.
They were ready for it.
I think you have seen a lot of very good film work by this crew for Scituate. They've been studying. If they spend any
time on YouTube, they're not going to have any trouble figuring out Leominster.
Don't give away our secrets, Bill.
I don't think we're a secret anymore, Kate.
Benning down floor for center field, but stolen by Halstead. Leominster back on offense. Asias with the ball on the exterior. 17 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and Leominster is going to be content to take the final shot. Halstead around the exterior, back to Asias, to Moisen, to Dada from the shot from 3, no good. Rebound chased down by Asias, but he is out of bounds, and the ball will be turned back over to Scituate. 1.9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, so enough for a pass and shoot. And they
can't run the baseline. That was not a made basket.
You are correct.
That was on a turnover.
So now Leominster will have
the inbound.
1.1 second to.
Why'd they take clock off? They never got that inbound. It should be 1.9.
So that should be a 1.9 second.
1.9 to the clock, and the officials over there fixing it. I think they started prematurely. The clock operator didn't realize he was throwing baseline.
You are correct. So
Started it prematurely.
That should go back to 1.9. We've got a 5-point
Good call
game.
right there.
48.
Officials right on it. I'm sure Coach Crutchfield, Coach Cordio saw that. They want that extra 0.8 of a second. It's big.
It's huge. They've got enough for a catch and shoot here on the offensive end. So now we're at 19 seconds. That's going to have to go back down to 1.9. We'll get that one figured out. Mike is a pro over there. 1.9 seconds it is.
He's had plenty of experience.
Once again, 5-point game right now, 48-43. Scituate on top of Leominster. Moisen will do the inbounding for Leominster, looking for just a pass and shoot. 1.9 seconds remaining in the third. Moisen finds a CS for three, and no good. And that is how the third quarter will end. A 5-point game right now. Bill Thomas, Scituate only up by 5.
Chop that 9-point lead at halftime down to 5. And, we know how good the Blue Devils have been in the second half. They accomplished somewhat of the mission in the third quarter, but they still got a lot of work to do.
I think you're absolutely right about that. Today's game of the week for our listeners on the K-Zone, brought to you by Central Communication Systems. The experts at Central Communication Systems, the key provider for thousands of businesses around New England since 1991. Learn more at central-inc.com. Today's MIAA statewide playoff round of 16 action on the K-Zone, also brought to you by Colonial Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. The team at Colonial Hudson is here to make your new or used car purchase or lease stress-free. Online at colonial-dodge-chrysler-jeep.com. I don't know if I've got it in me, Bill Thomas, but we've got fourth quarter action coming up. Leominster trailing by 5.
I'm ready for it. Nothing better in the fourth quarter of a close game, especially with the energy in this building. I got plenty of security around me, so I'm not worried about the crowd. Everything's looking good tonight, Kate.
Once again, this road to the playoffs here for Scituate has been prolific. Remembering with this statewide playoff system, that 13 seed, that's certainly no slouch. Leominster, of course, also no slouch, earning that 4 seed in Division II boys action. And Leominster looking right now to, number 1, have shut down defense, because Scituate's offense has been prolific. They were able to do some damage there in the third, and we are underway here. Away we go, Bill Thomas.
Absolutely. You got to find a way to get some of those rebounds on missed shots, though. Blue Devils are leaving the paint way too early on shot situations.
Keegan Sullivan waits for the defense to blow by, goes up for the kiss to the glass from the left. It is good, 50-43. Right now, Scituate on top of Leominster. We've been saying that a lot tonight. Scituate on top of Leominster.
I tell you, they came out in that first quarter and they built that lead. They've held on to it.
Absolutely right. Viola sends that out to Moisen. Halstead still in the game as well, looking for help on the interior. Dishes it into Asias, who sends it back out to Moisen. To Viola from 3. Again, another line drive. Rebound down for Scituate. And back in the hands of John Kingsley, who runs over Justin Dada. And we have a whistle and a timeout by Scituate to save that possession.
That was a little out of control right there.
Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen.
But, yeah, it seems like Scituate's found an answer. But, Blue Devils, and if you watch every time the Blue Devils throw up a shot from the outside, anybody under the basket's releasing to get back on defense and staying home, trying to get that offensive rebound. Handful, I think I count the offensive rebounds the Blue Devils have gotten on one hand tonight, and they need to find a way. If the ball's not going to the basket, you can't worry about playing defense. You got to find a way to get that putback.
Yeah. Right now, the speed with which Scituate is able to play and attack on offense has been impressive all night long. Leominster doing a nice job with their mid-game adjustment to depress the offensive scoring of this Sailors team, but you know you're going to give up some points, so you need to turn on the offense if you're Leominster, because you've got a bit of a mountain to climb on the offensive end. Yeah,
you sure do, and once again, you got to take advantage of extra possessions every time, Scituate gives you one, but you got to make some of them on your own, Kate, and on your offensive basket on putbacks is the way to go.
7-point game here in favor of Scituate. Keegan Sullivan once again working that exterior, sending that out to Kingsley. Keegan Sullivan looks over to Coach Poirier once again, and he sets a play. He's asking John Kingsley to run the baseline, and Kingsley's not moving. So Sullivan takes it in himself, dishes it to Benning for three. No good. He was harmed, but no whistle. Asias for Leominster down with a rebound, and in transition back down to Dada. Quickly, go the Blue Devils.
They get back in that zone defense really quick. Nice job by Scituate.
6:40 remaining in the fourth. As Viola slows things down. Nice, beautiful look for three from Dada, but he can't hit. Moisen saves that rebound for Leominster, and a foul.
Fortunate the Blue Devils got something out of that.
At midcourt.
Looks like they're billing 5 for that one, Kate. John Kingsley.
They are.
That's his third.
Kingsley gets that one. 3 fouls apiece, and that is Kingsley's third. Leominster retains possession, and Viola sets things at the top of the key. Dada looking for help along the exterior as Scituate moves things around quickly on the interior. Leominster not able to drive that lane all that often, but Asias tries it from the left side now. No good. Rebound down for Kingsley and Scituate. As you said, Bill Thomas, offensive rebounds have been at a premium all night long.
And you notice 3 Scituate players, a lot of blue under there, but none of that blue belongs to the Blue Devils. Clearing out way too quick on offensive shots. Got to stay home and look for that miss.
Benning inbounds the ball to Sullivan, and we are back down court once again. Scituate going left to right here on your radio dial in the fourth. Kingsley with a spin move to the interior to Porter. He gets the basket and the harm. He'll be going to the line.
We've seen him run that weak side baseline with the bounce pass in there a number of times tonight, Kate, with great success. And once again,
the real bad news, Bill Thomas,
a plus
though.
one.
Not only a +1, the real bad news, that's Kevin Viola's fourth. Team fourth for the Blue Devils in the second half. Porter is at the line, 52-43. Scituate, that one will not go. Rebound down for Leominster. Halstead gets the rebound. He's harmed right away and on the ground is able to get up. Asias able to now dish this out to Dada, and he is waiting for a play to develop, with Asias running that baseline for the Blue Devils. Halstead in the game as well. Encarnacion talking to Coach Kevin Crutchfield at the moment, still in the game for the Blue Devils. Halstead coughs that one up. Dada able to recover against 3 Scituate Sailors.
Scituate fighting for the rebound amongst themselves there, but once again, Kate, the reason for that is 3 Scituate Sailors under the basket. No Blue Devils.
Nope, just Justin Dada. Alex Moisen will do the inbounding. Dada with the look from 3. Bothered just a smidge, not able to get it, and we've got a foul on the rebounding action.
Yeah, looks like Moisen over the top right there.
That'll be Leominster's 5th. That should be only Moisen's first, and it is. So 5 fouls for the Blue Devils. We're going to have a timeout by Coach Kevin Crutchfield and Leominster. They want to talk this one over because on the offensive end, things have turned into a bit of quicksand if you're wearing blue and white and you have a Blue Devil. Everybody's blue and white.
Scituate Sailors got this lead back up to 9, exactly what they had at halftime. And but the difference is we've played 10.5 minutes since then. Blue Devils have not cut into this lead at all.
No, and that's the difficulty. Again, they've been incredibly prolific constantly on defense all season long. It's been their specialty. But right now, when they need it the most, they're struggling on the offensive end to kick things up.
Well, I think one of the other keys has been, Kate, is every time the Blue Devils have cut into that lead, we saw them get it down to 5 there midway through the third quarter. Situate's come back with an answer, either a 2 or 3, found the way to the foul line. Yeah. Blue Devils have not been able to cut that lead under 5, and Situate's found a way to add back onto it.
And you talked about it, Bill Thomas. Not only is Leominster's defense got to be shut down, they need to force turnovers and score off of those turnovers as well. They need everything to go right.
When you get an extra possession, you got to take advantage of it, and Blue Devils have not done that tonight.
You're absolutely right about that. Benning will do the inbounding for the Sailors, looking for help up against Moisen. He's able to find a streaking Sullivan, who still has the shadow known as Ricky Encarnacion.
He's done a good job on him, but I tell you get tired, run that man-to-man, you get run off on weaves.
Sullivan is quick, too, sneaky quick. Tries to dish that one down to Dunn, but it goes off of Dunn's knee, and that will be out of bounds, and that will be a turnover to Leominster. And Moisen will look to dish the inbound.
And he's making that bounce pass off the dribble. That's not an easy play to begin with, and they've run that play a number of times tonight.
Full court pressure here from the defense of the Sailors. Halstead, however, with the quick mid-range jumper, and he hits for 2. 52-45, 4:56 remaining in the game.
That was a backcourt right there.
Sophomore
missed it.
Ryan Dunn shifts that out to Benning, and Dunn back running the point going up against Dada, streaking Sullivan, and there's Encarnacion, his shadow.
Wearing him.
He is on top of him. Dishes back out to Benning on the exterior. Encarnacion picks him up, bodies him up. Benning, however, up to the glass, and he hits for 2, 54-45.
Eventually Ricky needs help there. He can't follow the defense, the offensive player all over the court on a switch, continue to play tough defense, but somebody's got to pick that player up when he gets by Ricky. Nobody back there to help him out.
You got that right. Halstead running the point, sends that one to Dada. Dada content to dish that one back out. Leominster looking for a look from the exterior. Encarnacion to moisten for 3, and he hits!
Need more of that.
54-48, another timeout. Coach Kevin Grutchfield for Leominster. 4:01 remaining in the game. Leominster starting to get things going a little bit, but that lead continues to be a problem.
Got it down to 6, but it's a situation the Blue Devils have been in a number of times in the second half, and Scituate Sailors find a way to answer. We'll see what they come up with out of this timeout.
In this round of 16 MIAA postseason action, again, in conjunction with the MIAA. Have you ever heard a parent say, my kid may drink a little, but at least they're not into drugs? Let's eliminate these myths right now. Alcohol is a drug. Let's help our young people learn the facts about drug use and help them make responsible decisions regarding mood-altering chemicals. This playoff game of the week on the K-Zone is brought to you by Great Road Farm and Garden. Get your gardening needs met locally at Great Road Farm and Garden on Great Road in Littleton. Also brought to you by Liberty Supply, Inc. Liberty Supply Incorporated. Service the way it used to be. Once again, we are in the friendly and kind of warm confines at this point of the wooden gym at Leominster High School on the campus of Leominster High School. 4:01 remaining in this round of 16 action. Scituate on top of Leominster, 54-48. Scituate with the ball going left to right on your radio dial. Keegan Sullivan with the ball for Scituate. Looking for help on that outside. Michael Porter is there, and he dishes it out to Benning. Benning back to Sullivan on the interior from the left-hand side. Kiss off the glass, 56-48, Scituate.
Once again, running off those screens, finding an open way to the basket.
Halstead now running the point for Leominster, calling out a play. Sends that one back out to Dada. Dada dishing out to Acias. Acias has a look from 3. He hits! 56-51, the lead is down to 5, 3:21 remaining in this one.
Time for some defense.
Porter for Scituate, sends this one around to Benning, stolen by Acias, and Leominster is driving back on offense. He drives the lane, gets the harm, but not able to get to the basket. Acias will be going to the line to shoot 2.
See what we got here. They're putting him on the line, or is that they calling it on the floor? I think they're calling it on the floor, Kate.
He's at the line. Look at him. He's right there. No, you're right.
No, they're moving him around.
You're right. That is going to be a foul on Sam Benning. It'll be his second, team 4th for Scituate. You're right, that foul on the floor. So Moisen looking to do the inbounding. He finds Dada on the exterior. He went to shoot, but then had a little defense in his face, so he thought better of it. Now he looks to drive in, kick out to Acias to Encarnacion. Acias had a look. He stopped, though, from that triple threat position. Drives the lane, in for 2 against 3 defenders, Bill Thomas, and he hits timeout. Leominster, 3-point ball game, 56-53. Scituate on top of Leominster, 2:50 remaining in this game.
Nice job by Acias, weaving his way through the lane there. You know, he's got that patented jump step, avoided the getting the offensive foul call against him, and found his way to the basket.
Absolutely.
Makes this a one-possession game.
Absolutely right. If we talk about the situation right now, the only person that we know of in foul trouble on either team right now is Kevin Viola with 4 fouls tonight. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining, and the Blue Devils seemingly have not been this close in this game since the opening tip.
Well, I think since the first quarter, about 3 minutes in, when they fell behind early, and you're right, Kate. It's down to a one-possession game, but still got to play defense here. A lot of time left in this game, but final 2 minutes and 50 seconds for one of these teams here tonight.
Coach Poirier calls his 5 members back over to the huddle as Coach Kevin Grutchfield and the Leominster Blue Devils are taking every single second that they can get in this timeout.
Coach Poirier has his 5 starters on the court.
He does, you are correct. Leominster right now outsizing Scituate, but Scituate's speed has matched Leominster's physicality as Benning looks to inbound this one and finds Sullivan, who his shadow is right in front of him in Ricky Encarnacion.
Yeah, Blue Devils still have a foul to give.
You're absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. Scituate finds Porter. Porter finds Sullivan along the exterior. Kinsley looking for help on the right-hand side. Finds it in Benning for 3 from Kinsley. He hits.
That's a backbreaker right there, I'll tell you.
That's a tough one.
Ice water.
59-53 Scituate. Asias driving hard on the left-hand side. No call there. Going up for that 2-point play. No whistle. That
like
ball
a clean block.
Staying with Leominster as it was tipped. 2:19 remaining in the game. We've got a 6-point game. Moisten looking to inbound. That's a long 5 seconds. Halstead's not.
Let it go. That's all right.
There we go.
As long as they didn't touch it in the front court.
Halstead able to save that back to Dada. Dada barking out a play from midcourt. Moisten screaming at Encarnacion to run the baseline. And Leominster players moving on defense frantically.
Everybody calling for the ball if you're wearing a Blue Devil uniform.
You've got it, Halstead back out to Dada, around the world to Moisten with 2 to shoot. Does not hit. Encarnacion attempts the rebound, but Sullivan comes down with it hard. Goes down floor, up for the bunny, misses. Rebound in the hands of Porter for Scituate. From long distance, Kingsley for 3, no good there. Halstead down harmlessly with the rebound for Leominster, and Asias is back on offense for the Blue Devils. Asias drives the lane there, picks up the block call against Belmarsh. That'll be foul number 5 for the team in the second half. That'll
I tell you, Asias fortunate right there. And they're calling it on the floor again.
They are calling it on the floor.
Thought he was going to get to the line there, but he didn't.
No shot attempt. They actually call that against Belmarsh. It'll be his second, team 5th of the second half, and we have yet another timeout, Bill Thomas. Do we know who took that one?
No,
Somebody.
I don't.
Okay. Well, we have a 59-53-point game. It's a 6-point advantage in favor of the Sailors of Scituate. They're the 13 seed here in this MIAA statewide playoff round of 16 action, going up against the number 4 seed. We've got 1 minute and 33 seconds left. The only person in foul trouble is Kevin Viola for Leominster. They actually do give that foul to Belmarsh. So Belmarsh with 5 fouls apiece here in the second half, so both teams have some fouls to give.
Yeah, each team can play defense at least one more possession each, and I fully expect them to. But Blue Devils got to do something here, and once again, they can't stop playing defense, Kate. They still got to, no matter what they do on offense, they have to play defense.
It's been
limit Scituate to 1 shot.
You're right about that. It's been their hallmark and their bread and butter all year long. Leominster is back and ready to go. This playoff action and game of the week on the K-Zone is going to be brought to you by Marigal Medical, a physical medicine clinic in Leominster providing care and treatment to patients of all ages. Online at marigalmedical.com. And back to live action, 1:33 remaining in the game. Moisten looking to inbound and finds Halstead, who dishes to Asias with a look from 3. Rebound down for Leominster there. Moisten kicks it back out, and Leominster will be content to reset the offense. Spin move to the interior to Moisten. He hits for 2. 59-54 Leominster, but Scituate, as all night, has gone back on offense quickly and is ready to strike.
And Blue Devils are looking at 2 possessions here. They might be forced to foul.
I think you might be right now. Scituate slowing the action down with 1:02 remaining in the game, and this gym is about to come out at the seams. Kinsley to Porter. Porter driving with the left hand, looking for help, and finds it in Belmarsh on the outside, going up against Dada. And Asias comes down with the rebound. 46 seconds to go here. Asias drives the lane. We've got a jump ball. The arrow favoring Leominster. Leominster will retain possession here. 43.2 seconds remaining. 59-54. Scituate on top of Leominster. We've got 29 seconds on the shot clock.
I thought for sure they had a foul on the floor there on that drive, Kate. Officials saw it a little differently.
Moisten looking for the inbound once again to Halstead from 3. Does not hit. Encarnacion down with the rebound, but he throws it out of bounds. 36.4 seconds remaining. 59-55. Scituate on top of Leominster. Benning with the ball for the inbound, has to find help in Kingsley as Sullivan was on the ground. Kingsley back in transition, gets that to the outside. The three-point attempt by Scituate, no good, but there was a harm, and that will send the Sailors to the line.
It looked like they got Halstead there on the shot.
They did.
Could be a three-foul shot situation.
Porter will go to the line, and as you said, Bill, Thomas Halstead picks up his first. It'll be team sixth for Leominster. Porter hits the first. He is 1 of 2 from the line for the Sailors. He's got 2 more attempts at this. 60-55. The lead is 5.
Well, what this does is it's going to turn into a solid two-possession game for the Blue Devils, but those 2 possessions need to be threes.
Porter misses the second. He's waiting for the third.
This one.
He misses the third.
Moisten hurry.
Down with the rebound, 28 seconds to go. Encarnacion with the ball on the outside. Moisten for 3, does not hit. Rebound down for Leominster. They reload. Halstead from 3, not even close. But Moisten able to save that, but it goes to the hands of Scituate, and we've got a foul on that play.
And I think that's pretty much going to do it, Kate. Scituate will be shooting 1-1.
They will. Leominster picks up their 7th. Scituate now in the bonus. Scituate right now on top of Leominster, 60-55, 14.6 seconds remaining. Porter goes back to the line. He's 1 of 4, make that 1 of 5. Rebound down for Leominster. Asias quick, gets the bunny for 2. 8 seconds remaining.
Oh, it's not over yet. Tell you, a foul shot there would have been all the difference if they had made that.
7.9 seconds, a 3-point ball game, 1 possession ball game. Bill Thomas, 60-57. Scituate has led this game from the opening tip. Can the Blue Devils come up with a miracle and tie this in the waning seconds?
Well, you got to foul on the inbounds here, Kate. You can't worry about playing defense with only 7.9 and take your chances at the foul line. They converted 2 off that miss right there on that 1-1. They need to have that happen again, but they got to come down for a 3 off of a missed foul shot.
Absolutely right about that. I don't think I can breathe.
Hey, we only got 9.1 seconds left in regulation, Kate. You want 4 extra?
Oh, my goodness.
I could use 4 extra minutes.
Oh, my goodness. Do you know who's going to be real upset tonight?
Todd
Robbins.
Todd's missing. I know he's listening to us, Todd.
Todd Robbins.
You're missing a heck of a ball game here, Todd.
He still has 45 minutes of conferences left. 9.1 seconds remaining. Benning is going to do the inbounding for Scituate. Look for Leominster to foul here as quickly as possible. Encarnacion takes off Sullivan's head with that. He
well,
fouls
if you're going to foul, you
immediately.
might as well get your money's worth, right,
He
Ricky?
certainly did. He certainly
got his money's
did.
worth on that one.
You knew it was going to be coming. Encarnacion goes hard into that one, sending Sullivan to the line. He's 1 of 2 for Scituate from the line there.
The earthquake starts over here. Sorry,
it
folks.
certainly does. Yeah, that camera work's going to get a little bit shaky because we are in the stands. We'll describe the action for you on the K-Zone with our partners in delay at LTV and on RFM streaming. We've got a conversation going on over at the table. The clock had said 9.1 seconds. It now says 8.8 seconds. So some time coming off the clock in the gym here at Leominster High School. Scituate still up by 3 points. Keegan Sullivan goes to the line for the Sailors. And here comes his first attempt. It is good. Ice water in his veins. It's a 4-point game, Bill Thomas.
And more importantly, a 2-possession game, Kate, unless you find a way to get fouled on a crazy 3.
You're absolutely right.
A well-coached basketball team will not do that, but we haven't heard the final horn yet, Kate.
Absolutely right. Sullivan readies himself for his second. No good there. Rebound down in the hands of the Sailors, and Viola forced to foul Belmarsh. That'll be Viola's 5th. 7.2 seconds remaining. 61-57 right now. Scituate on top of Leominster. Belmarsh will go to the line to shoot.
Story of the game on the Blue Devils tonight, Kate. Unable to corral offensive rebounds.
Absolutely
Tap
right.
outs and long rebounds, hurting them all night.
Absolutely right.
Hurt them right there once again.
Belmarsh goes to the line for Scituate to shoot. He misses the first. Rebound down for Dada, but he scrambles on the floor. Belmarsh and Benning able to tip that one out of bounds. Leominster will get possession, but more importantly, seconds come off the clock.
No 4-point play in the book.
Not in the slightest. 1.6.
Well, there is, but
1.6 seconds remaining here. 61-57 Scituate. We have a shot by Dada from midcourt, and Scituate with the upset, the 13 seed in the Division II boys Massachusetts statewide playoff round of 16. 13 upsets the 4 seed Scituate over Leominster. Your final score 61-57. That was a treat, although Leominster not able to be victorious in this one.
Yeah, great ball game, well played by both teams. And I don't know if I'd characterize this as an upset, Kate. You know, the lowest seed lost, got beat out by the higher numbered seed. But you know, I think 2 well-matched teams, and you know, you put these teams up against each other again, I think it might come out a little differently. But tonight it didn't. It came out on Scituate's side, and they're moving on to the Elite 8, and Blue Devils season's over.
It certainly is. We've had the opportunity to follow this boys action for the Leominster Blue Devils all season long, and it has been a treat. For those of you watching on Leominster TV, we will say thank you for a wonderful boys basketball season to you, and thank you for following along with us. We know we will have LTV in the springtime. They will be following lacrosse action. They'll be following baseball as well. So we thank you for watching on LTV, and have a lovely evening. If you're following us on the K-Zone on Radio Action, Billy and I are going to step aside in just a few moments. You'll be able to come back with us for post-game. We'll have the coaches interview. We may talk to a player or two, depending on how sad everybody is. But we want you to stay with us on the radio dial. Stay with us on RFM, because we are just getting started here with regard to this one. This game of the week and playoff action for the MIAA statewide playoff round of 16 is brought to you by Clear Path for Veterans New England, by Northeast Insurance. Clear Path for Veterans supports families with connections to the latest in wellness options. We owe it to them to do our part. Donate now at clearpathne.org. This message brought to you by Northeast Insurance Agency. In addition, this playoff action and game of the week on the K-Zone is brought to you by the one-stop shop. For all your comic book and video game needs, there's only one stop. And with that, we are going to step aside for a few moments. We'll let the dust settle. Billy and I will chit-chat. We'll have an interview with Coach. We might talk to some kids. Leominster's season, a lovely, wonderful, really a treat of a season, comes to an end here on March the 8th in the round of 16. We'll step aside and we will be right back. As always, you're listening to boys basketball here on the K-Zone in the game of the week, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. 4. And back inside the gym at Leominster High School with your final. Scituate, a victor here in the round of 16 against the 4-seed Leominster, 61-57 here on the K-Zone and RFM. Once again, I am Kate Robbins alongside Bill Thomas, bringing you this post-game action. Leominster's boys basketball season coming to a heartbreaking end there in that game against the 13-seed Scituate here in the round of 16. Scituate survives to make it to the Elite 8, the round of 8 later on this week. And Leominster, unfortunately, ends their season and will have to go home and ready themselves for the spring. Here on the K-Zone, we've had this game of the week, and tonight's game of the week is brought to you by Walker Orthodontics, a pioneer in advanced airway orthodontics, online at drwalker.com, your first step to a better night's sleep. Also brought to you by Airport Auto Parts, a second-generation automotive recyclers, provide the best customer experience online at airportautoparts.com. And tonight's presentation of MIAA Statewide Round of 16 basketball is also brought to us by Cinema World in Fitchburg. Experience more of what you love at a place you love, Cinema World Fitchburg, the way the movies were meant to be seen on the silver screen. And I'd like to welcome back inside here, courtside with us, Bill Thomas. Bill Thomas, let's rehash this one, as painful as it might be. Leominster trails from the opening tip, essentially, of this game. They had let the lead balloon all the way up to about like 12-ish.
I think actually it reached 14 there late in the second quarter, Kate. But Scituate in control right from the tip, you know, and come down, scored that first basket. Blue Devils never led.
No.
Saw that lead expand quickly to 10 in the first quarter and carried that through the second quarter to 9 at the half. And a couple of times Blue Devils cut it down to 5. They had it down to 3 there, but couldn't find their way to get any closer right near the end.
You're absolutely right about that. First half defense kind of let down this Leominster Blue Devil team, dug themselves a hole that was just seemingly too much to get out of. Their defense in the second half was traditionally prolific, what we are used to seeing from them. Their offense kicked it up a notch, but you're going up against an incredibly talented offensive production team in this Scituate Sailors. That's a big ask.
Yeah, and not just incredibly talented offensively, but very disciplined and well coached on defense. You know, I saw them staying home on defense, boxing out under the basket, running that 2-2-1 zone, 2-3, however you wanted to look at it. Very active, jumping out to the arc when looks like the Blue Devils were going to set up out there, but really nothing inside. Nothing. Didn't see anything on the baseline tonight. Mm-hmm. You know, that's JJ Justin Dada's bread and butter.
You got it.
And but none of that tonight, and that was kind of the difference, I think, that you know, Scituate did a good job clamping down on that interior defense, boxed out well, limited Blue Devils to one and done on the offensive end as far as rebounds, and did a great job on the other end at their own right, and got a number of offensive rebounds. They did a good job at tapping the ball back out from underneath to their guards, get second and third looks. And I think if we were to do the math that deep and do that deep of a dive, that's probably where the difference in the ball game was.
I think you're probably right there. This Leominster team has 3 seniors that they're going to end up having to say goodbye to this evening. We've already seen one of them come down out of the locker room. Kevin Viola, senior. He has been a staple on this team for the last couple of years, really found himself a role. Alex Moyson did a great job, especially on the exterior perimeter shooting.
Started throwing down those threes here the last half a dozen games. We saw a lot more offense out of him.
And we've seen a lot of growth as well from senior Warren Acias throughout his seasons here in the Leominster Blue Devil program as well. So that's 3 difficult people to say goodbye to for this Leominster team. And again, only a bench of 10 people total on this roster, so not a ton of bench players. So that means that they're going to have to find some depth coming up from their junior varsity, and they're going to have to backfill what they are losing in those 3 very excellent seniors.
Well, 3 seniors and 3 starters too, not just 3 seniors, but 3 seniors that contribute. And you know, I've watched a lot of the early games, Kate, the JV game and the freshman games. They got a little bit of talent down there. They got to grow a little bit, and But, I think they'll find a way to replace those three. They had a couple of really important bench players here in Halstead and Encarnacion. I should just call him Ricky. But
Working on your Spanish.
They're juniors, and they'll, I'm sure, find their way into the starting lineup. If one of them, not both of them, and let's not disregard what McCormick and Carr brought off the bench. And there'll be some battles for those three senior positions, those starting positions that are going to be vacated coming into the next season. I'm sure there'll be some fights amongst some underclassmen to take over as far as the leadership of this group.
You are absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. We've been seeing players trickling out. This is a difficult spot if you are a student athlete, because it's not an easy way to say goodbye for the end of the year, especially to your friends, especially going through what this team has gone through the last couple of years, having to navigate COVID protocol, having to navigate, even in this season, starts and stoppages, having to navigate multiple mid-season tournaments, having to navigate the new MIAA statewide playoff system. There's been a lot asked of this team in a very short amount of time, and I really do believe that they have risen to the occasion and done so with grace.
Oh, they have nothing to hang their head low about. They had a great season. Some big wins, and a lot of momentum for the program and the sports program in general here at Leominster. Coming off a nice spring season with the baseball team and into the fall with the sports, and now some success here in the winter sports and right back into the spring sports again. It's success breeds success. You like to see at least one or two of your teams in each sport. You can't be successful across the board year in and year out. Yep. Although, we do see the Wachusetts and, and these and that seem to always put them up to your perennials. But, to have one of two of your 4 or 5 or 6 sports that you play each season, to bring some notoriety to you, I think is good. And Leominster seems to find a way there. And, I'm looking forward to the spring season, whether it's girls softball or baseball or whatever we follow come springtime. But, the spring season can't start soon enough for me.
Only a few short weeks away, and the snow has started to levitate its way off of the ground, so looking forward.
And you talk about how difficult it can be as a coach and the players. Some of these players, they're just a one-sport player. They do other things in the off-season. These kids might not play another sport as teammates again, and they could have been together 3 or 4 years already up through the basketball program. So it can be a difficult time knowing that some of the, most of these kids will probably not play basketball at the next level. And as far as a team sport, they might not play with any of these kids again. So, it can be a tough time, but they had a great season this year combined. And, nothing to be ashamed of. They played great, brought a lot of excitement to the gym, and brought a lot of excitement to us in our broadcast. And I'm thankful for it.
You absolutely took the words right out of my mouth. A very sad looking, just kind of, you can tell the emotion coming out, the team starting to again trickle out of the locker room. Scituate now coming out of their locker room. They get to now have the benefit of a win, but a 2+ hour bus ride home back to the South Shore as well.
I don't think it'll be that tough of a bus ride. And on the road by 9 o'clock, I didn't check my watch. But, plenty of time to save you this on the ride home. Turn the music up. And, they all got school tomorrow. So,
get some sleep.
You got to move on. It's
right. Now,
still a couple more rounds to go if you're Scituate.
You're right, Bill Thomas. We are not done, however, with our winter season. We have to remember, although we follow Leominster Blue Devil basketball, we will be continuing here on the K-Zone for our K-Zone viewers and for our viewers on RFM. We'll be continuing to follow playoff basketball as we go into the round of 8, as we go to the Final Four and potentially even the final. If Central Mass basketball continues to do good things in Division 1, the Wachusetts of the world, some of our other friends that we monitor here in and here out. So we're going to be taking a very close look at especially Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, boys and girls, because don't forget, we've got bracketology, and those girls out of Wachusett, D1, undefeated, unbelievable basketball program out of Wachusett. Central Mass basketball is not done here in the Eastern Mass Invitational. That is the MIAA statewide playoffs. So I know you and I are talking about the spring season but we've got more basketball ahead, which is something to be excited about.
Well, I want more Blue Devil sports because, you know, that's who we like to follow. But you're spot on about the Wachusett girls. You know, Jim Oxford's got a great program over there. We got to see them play in the preliminary game that Leominster matched up with later on over at Worcester State, and they're a very talented bunch. And if we get to follow them to further into the playoffs, they're going to be a joy to broadcast.
You are absolutely right about that. All right, for our radio listeners on the K-Zone, we're going to step aside again. We're still waiting on Coach. Understandable that his postgame might be taking a little bit of extra time tonight because, number one, it's his final goodbye for the season for his team other than to collect uniforms later in the week. You want to make sure that you take enough time to speak and say everything that you'd like to there. And in addition, he probably is wondering if Todd's not here, if I'm going to be playing Sports Siren tonight on the, if I'm playing the role of Holly Rowe tonight on the sideline. So we will make sure that Coach knows that we would like to have a visit from him. But if you're listening on the K-Zone or on RFM, we'll step aside for just 3 minutes. And on the flip side, hopefully we'll have Coach down for his post-game interview and we'll have more basketball to talk about. But before we do, just some quick sponsorship thank yous again. This game of the week and playoff action here for the statewide playoffs is brought to you by Game On Sports and Performance Center, where the game is always on. It's Game On Fitchburg. Call 978-956-4111 or go to GameOnFitchburg.com to book your sports getaway. And this playoff action also brought to you by Leominster Monument here on the K-Zone, the home of quality craftsmanship for over 40 years. At Leominster Monument Company, memories are forever. Online at LeominsterMonument.com, and we will step aside for a few moments, and we are hoping Coach will be ready for us when we come back. Otherwise, it's more of Billy and I for just a few moments. As always, you're listening to the game of the week on the K-Zone, WPKZ AM1280 and 105.3 FM. And welcome back here to post-game from Leominster High School. Still waiting on Coach. The goodbyes are not easy when it comes to the end of the season, so we will continue to go through a couple of sponsor reads and take care of some business here before we talk to Coach for his post-game interview. Not an easy situation to say goodbye and to come down with the finality of the season. So this game of the week in playoff action here on the K-Zone is brought to you by Daewoo North Superstore. At Daewoo North, find the perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Online at daewoosuperstore.com. Today's action also brought to you by LeBlanc's Collision Center. You have the right to choose your auto body repair company, and LeBlanc's of Fitchburg is committed to helping you. 51 River Street in Fitchburg, online at LeBlanc'sAutoBodyRepair.com. And Bill Thomas, we return back here for some post-game chat once again. Final score in this round of 16 action. Leominster Blue Devils unfortunately not able to get the victory. Instead, the Sailors of Scituate come away with the W. 61-57 is the final score, and unfortunately for the Blue Devils, Leominster's season comes to an end. Unfortunately for Scituate, although they have the W, they've got the 2+ hour car ride home back to the South Shore.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining on that bus, to be honest with you, Kate. But Scituate, well-deserved winner tonight. They came out firing on all cylinders, offensively and defensively. Showed how well coached they are, staying home on defense and not letting the Blue Devils sneak inside for offensive rebounds. And I think that was really the difference of the game tonight. I think I count the number of offensive rebounds the Blue Devils got on one hand. And, I think that might have been the strategy coming in, was let's limit Blue Devils' second chance opportunities. Scituate did a good job of that tonight and found a way to get some offensive rebounds down on their own end and some putbacks. And I think that was the difference overall in the ball game, was really what happened under the basket on missed shots, and success Scituate had in converting missed shots into points on second chance opportunities, and Blue Devils unable to do that tonight.
You are correct. We do have some information coming in from our viewers here on RFM. Looks like Pembroke lost, so Scituate will be playing Wakefield on Friday at home, because there was an upset in the Pembroke-Wakefield round of 16 game. Pembroke was the higher seed in the home team in that game. So both lower seeds, in the round of 16 action, both Scituate and Wakefield. So Scituate with the 13 seed is going to host on Friday.
No bus ride for them unless they win that, and then they'll get a bus ride to wherever the Final Four is.
Imagine.
But good job by them getting that home court advantage back by taking down the Blue Devils and then facing somebody else who had upside on their mind tonight and came through. So works out in Scituate's favor on both ends.
You are absolutely right. Can you imagine being the lower seed for the round of 16 and then going into the Elite 8, the round of 8 in the statewide playoff, and you get home court advantage back because you at 13 become the higher seed once again? That's unbelievable.
Hey, good for Scituate. It's well-deserved. They well-coached team once again all around and very disciplined. And, they ran – I watched them run that offense. I love that weave. There's nothing like constant movement, and you're circling. I think in the second half, especially when Ricky was assigned to guard Sullivan all over the court, and he did a great job of it 90% of the time. But eventually running that weave, you're going to get rubbed off on a pick, somewhere along the lane. And we saw a number of weak side baskets there on great bounce passes. Nothing was easy, trust me. Ricky playing tough defense, in the shirt of whoever he was assigned to. But Scituate being patient, finding a way to wait for that shot and getting a number of looks close to the basket, a number of layups. But a lot of it was off that weed and using picks and then finding your way down the lane, but looking for that pass and converting on top of it.
You're absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. This game of the week action on the K-Zone is brought to you by ROI Office Furniture and Systems, Sterling Rare Coin, Tom's Automotive, High Country Workwear, and Tariku Tractor. We are going to take one final break. We're going to give Coach 3 more minutes to get down here because my bedtime's coming up and I'm exhausted. We've been doing double duty here tonight. So we're going to take one final 3-minute break. We will cross our fingers that Coach Kevin Grutchfield is able to make it down here. Again, we do not, worry about it. I mean, it's not easy to say goodbye, and so it becomes a situation in which we'll give him a few more minutes. Otherwise, we will say our goodbyes for Leominster basketball for the season with the excitement of the round of 8 and the Final Four and potentially the state final coming up if Central Mass continues to perform well. So, this game of the week on the K-Zone brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire, Harvard Outdoor Power, Jarvis Ford, and Rhino Linings of Leominster. We'll step aside 3 more minutes, Coach. Hopefully you'll be down here to talk to us. And as always, you're listening to the game of the week here on the K-Zone, WPKZ AM1280 and 105.3 FM. Welcome back inside the gymnasium here on the campus of Leominster High School in Leominster, Massachusetts, where we have post-game action here for you following the MIAA statewide playoff round of 16 action between the Sailors of Scituate and the Leominster Blue Devils. Scituate once again a victor 61-57. The final, Scituate goes on not only to survive, but to reclaim home court advantage against Wakefield on Friday later on in the week. We've got other action scores coming in from playoff action. The Wachusett girls continue their perfect season and their perfect run. They will advance on to the round of 8, so kudos Central Mass basketball. Wachusett's boys will not be playing until tomorrow. Round of 16 action at Taunton, so they are on the road in Division 1 MIAA statewide. Round of 16 action tomorrow on the road all the way down in Taunton. St. Bernard's Division 5 action, their girls lost in the round of 16, so they are out. So we will be continuing to eye those Wachusett girls, Coach Jim Oxford and those girls. Jim Oxford, of course, a Leominster High School teacher, so we get to talk to him quite often. But the Wachusett girls' prolific offense, amazingly beautiful team basketball on their behalf. Always a joy to be able to watch them in action. We've seen them a few times this year, and just absolutely beautiful fluidity coming from them, Bill Thomas. So we've got our eye on a couple of teams, boys and girls D1 action. Wachusett, we're taking a look at what they're going to do.
You know, we had almost had an opportunity to cover him a couple times this season, and every time we see Jim, he's like, when are you going to come cover us?
I know.
When are you going to come to our gym? I think we had one that got kind of set aside because of some problems mid-season. Could have been weather or could have been the vid. I'm not sure what. But Jim, you know, he's a great fan of ours, and we love what he does, you know, on the sidelines with that Wachusett girls team year in and year out. And, you know, Jim, hopefully we're coming to see you if you're paying attention. But we love what you do there, and anytime we get to watch the Wachusett girls basketball team, it's always very entertaining.
You're absolutely right about that. So, Coach Kevin Grutchfield has not come downstairs yet, so we don't want to rush him, but we do want our viewers and our listeners to be able to move on with their evening. So you and I are going to end up saying our goodbyes here shortly for now, because we know Wachusett, Central Mass, still in the playoff hunt here in the statewide playoffs, so that's exciting for us to be able to get ready for that action. But we want to thank our radio listeners on the K-Zone once again. This game of the week in playoff action here on the K-Zone is brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire, Harvard Outdoor Power, Jarvis Ford, and Rhino Linings of Leominster. We'd also like to send a quick thank you to K-Zone sponsors, Acme Carpet One, Bank Hometown, Dorico's Market, Manny's Appliance, Woodcomb Insurance, and Bolton Orchards. We thank you all, as always, for that. As we wrap things up here from the gym at Leominster High School and Leominster's boys basketball, we want to thank all of our radio listeners. We also want to thank all of our viewers here on our FM. And we are going to say thank you and have a lovely evening here from the gym at Leominster High School. And we look forward to more playoff action here with the game of the week on the K-Zone. Have a great night, everybody, and drive home safely. Have a great night.